Okay, so I know I promised to do this video like 6 months ago or something. Things got a bit more complicated than I expected. I had some technical issues with the first shot that I made, and also I really lacked free time and everything, so I really struggled to make it right the second time. So finally, here we are. I also made like released 10 songs and made other videos. Still, it was really frustrating to have to wait and push it back and back and back. But yeah, here we are, and let's get properly into the subject of the video. Little disclaimer before we get properly started. As you can hear, I'm not English. It's not my native language. I'm French, so I apologize if my accent isn't perfect at all, and also I can speak quite slowly and mispronounce certain words and everything, and I can stutter a bit. Yeah, that's just the way I speak. Also, I hate editing, so I will try to make as few cuts as possible to not waste a lot of time editing. So yeah, it's not gonna be a super dynamic Mr. Beast type of video. We're gonna take our time, okay? So I gathered all the questions you guys asked me on YouTube post and the Instagram story that I've made, and I've also taken some reoccurring questions that I got asked in YouTube comments and also the Instagram live streams that I can make. So yeah, there are more personal questions about music and stuff. It's quite diverse. I will also talk about a few other things at the end of the video. So yeah, stay tuned until the end, or you can skip if you want, but that's a bit mean. So yeah, just watch the entire video, please. I have to have a certain watch time for referencing and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. So, first question, what made you start doing mixes? Well, I thought it could be an easier way to introduce more people into my own music and my own work. I also want to play in some bars and places like that, so already having something on the internet could help. So far, it hasn't been very successful because I haven't gotten any gig or whatever, but yeah, I'm not losing hope yet, and so far the reception on YouTube and everything, people have had really great feedback, so I'm pretty happy about it anyway. So where are you from? I'm from a small town near Rennes in France, in Brittany. It's in the west of France. I'd like to move out because I'm getting a little bit bored of it. I've always lived there, so I'd like to change my environment a bit. My dream would be to go to London, but yeah, it's insanely expensive there, so we're far from that yet. So what do you do besides YouTube, and is your goal to be a full-time producer? So yeah, I have a full-time job at a supermarket. My colleagues are very nice, but it's very draining. Like, it just takes all my time and energy. When I go back from work, I'm just tired. I don't have the motivation to do anything else, so it's quite hard to balance both of them in parallel. I think I'm gonna quit pretty soon, and yeah, obviously my goal would be to be a full-time producer, like to make a living out of it, like not necessarily a huge amount of money, like just enough to pay the bills would be already quite good, and I'm still very far from that. Like right now I don't make any single amount of money. I lose money actually, so yeah. But I mean, I've saved a lot of money from my full-time job. Like, I don't spend a lot, so I think I'm gonna quit pretty soon and focus on music and YouTube 100%. Next questions. What are your passions outside of music? Well, I like motorsports. I like also football, mainly the Stade Rennais Football Club, the club that I support from my hometown. I also like to cook a bit sometimes. I like to play Civilization 6. It's the only video game that I'm playing at the moment. I also read books when I have time, which means not often enough. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What is your absolute favorite lo-fi house song? Have you played it in one of your mixes? Well, it's hard to pick one, but if I had to give you my all-time favorites, it would be Baltra O'Neill, DJ House Plants, Lovin' Ain't the Same, Dip Smith Want Me To, and Glamorous by James. I don't remember all the track lists from the 25 mixes because I just improvised them. Like, it's not planned or anything, but I guess I must have played all of them. What got you into this type of music? So that was about 2 years ago in summer of 2022. I just randomly came across Project Bell's videos on TikTok. Yeah, he was sharing a lot of lo-fi house at the time. I went into his lo-fi house Spotify playlist and I just instantly fell in love with the genre. Like the rawness, the nostalgia, the mix of multiple genres with samples and everything. Like, it just made sense to me in a way that I've never felt before listening to any type of music. So like, I knew that I had to switch everything that I was making into this type of music. Like, I know it's the most niche genre probably that you can find, but I just love it. Next question is a bit related. Who is your dream collaborator? Well, I talked about Project Bose just before, so maybe him, because he's the one that introduced me into this type of music, and I wouldn't be here if he didn't make those videos. I would also like to collaborate with artists in pop music or rap, so people like Pink Panthers. I'm a big fan of Ayrton as well, so I haven't made any collaborations yet, weirdly, but yeah, if you're an artist, if you're a pop singer, if you make rap or whatever, just don't hesitate. Even if you're a producer, you can send me anything and I'd be pretty up to collaborate. Who are some of your favorite underrated upcoming DJs that are worth checking out? Well, it depends on where you place the cursor, on who's underrated or not, famous or not, because when you're talking about more underground, it's pretty unclear. But yeah, if you want some cool lo-fi house artists that are not like the most famous, I'd recommend you guys to check out Cody, Misho Angelo, Full Empty, Aljoman, Edgebug, Vano1337, and Stala. They're all doing some pretty cool stuff, so yeah, go check them out. What is your favorite color? I'd be surprised if it's not pink. Well, it's pink, obviously. Like, it's my favorite color. It's a very soft color. I think it fits my universe pretty well. So yeah, I have a lot of pink stuff to fit the theme, like pink clothes, pink phone, I have pink curtains, and yeah, pretty much everything is pink. Like, even the camera that I'm using to shoot is pink, so it's very coherent. What's your process when it comes to building your beats, producing your tracks? So I usually start with what's going to be the main concept. Like, it can either be the chords, a vocal sample, and then you just build everything around it. I usually don't start with the drums because it's not really complex. It's pretty much almost the same in every one of my tracks, so it doesn't really require a creative energy, so it doesn't really make sense to me to start with the drums. Like, I can always do that part later. Also, I always do a first mastering, then I just forget about it for a few months and I go back to it. I just tweak a few things and do a second mastering, so that's why you often see those WIP in my track list. Also, if you want to know the plugins that I use in terms of synthesizers, I mainly use Analog Lab, Serum, and Diva. I also have a Korg Minilog XD synthesizer here, and I have that Casio SK1 sampler, where I don't use that one very often. Like I got it and I just play around with it so far, and haven't really used in any of my songs yet. Are you planning any live sets? Not at the time of recording this video, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I haven't found any place around where I live where I could do that. Like I've sent lots of emails, no answer, which is quite frustrating. But so yeah, I know I keep on begging you guys to share my work, but like that's the only way to make any sort of progress in what I'm doing. So yeah, don't hesitate to share it to anybody. Like you never know what's gonna happen, who can enjoy it. And yeah, maybe one day it would be discovered by someone who can give me opportunities, like, I don't know, manager or whatever, or booking agent. So yeah, don't be afraid to support. How long have you been mixing? So I have had a little controller for like 7 years, but I wasn't really using it that much to practice. The thing was, I was obsessed with planning the track list, weirdly, and not on working on transitions and everything. So every time I wanted to practice, I was first like, I need to work on the track list and everything, which pushed me back from practicing. And that all changed like 2 years ago. I had a friend who sent me a message saying that he was organizing a student party and he needed a DJ, and he wanted to know if I'd be okay to do that. I instantly said okay, even if I didn't really know how to DJ properly. And yeah, the deadline was really short, and I knew that if I planned the track list, there was a 90% risk that what I had planned wouldn't really be enjoyed by the people. So yeah, I changed my approach, and I thought I just had to have a big library of music and improvise on the spot. And that change of approach made me enjoy DJing a lot more. When I started to just adapt to the vibe and go in with the flow, that made me enjoy it a lot more. Fortunately, the party had to be cancelled, and that was that was a good thing, because I wasn't ready for it. But still, like, yeah, that's to me the moment where I started DJing like 2 years ago. Do you have one favorite special mix you will never get bored from you or somebody else? So from myself, I guess I'd say 15, 22 and 23, as well as my sub-art mix. And for other people's live set, I really loved both of Charlie XCX's Boiler Rooms. I also watched the Slater one pretty recently, so those two are pretty good. I also loved the Skrillex Fred Again Fortet Coachella set last year. I also like to listen to some YUQT UK Garage sets from time to time. So yeah, I would say these are my favorites. So where do you find underground tracks? Well, it's not that hard actually. I'm not digging that deep as some would think. I just follow other YouTube channels and listen to other mixes, and then you follow the couple artists that you really enjoy, and you start digging a bit more and deeper and deeper, and that's as simple as that. I also have some other artists that send me their tunes, so yeah, that's another way to discover less known artists. Now, how do you get the VHS effect? What do you use to record the videos? So I use this 2005 DVD camcorder. It's a Canon DC-95. Then I put some VHS footage that I found on YouTube or archive.com on the green screen in the background. And then that's it for the mixes videos. And for the clips, I use this VHS JVC camcorder. It's a AX68S. I think it's from the late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, that's not an effect. It's proper VHS or old camcorder footage. And Right now I'm recording this video with a digicam from like late 2000s, I would say. I also use it to shoot the covers for the artwork. What do you drink during the mixes? So it's a strawberry flavored milk. The brand is called Candy Up. We only have that in France, I believe. I don't know if there are in other countries. So it looks like that. It's very sweet, in my opinion. I really love it. I don't know why. It's kind of cheap industrial beverage, but I really love it, and it's pink as well, so it fits the brand. Next question, what are you writing on the paper during the mixes? It's just the track list, because as I said, I don't have the track list planned in advance, so I just do everything on the spot, and having the track list already written down is more convenient to me when I'm doing the editing or the description where I put the track list. It's just more convenient already having it written down than listening to it again and having to find all the tracks again. So when is your next album coming out? I think I've said in a post about the I Live video release that I wasn't gonna release any more music for 2024 because I've already released 11 songs, so you'll have to wait for 2025 if you want more music. I also have a release date in mind for an EP that I'd like to make, but it's gonna be a pretty short deadline if I want to make it right. So I want to create something a bit more complete with a more diverse palette of sounds. But right now I really lack the free time if I want to make it properly. So I can't really promise anything in terms of when new music is going to be coming out. Please release halfway there. I'd love to, but so far I just can't figure out a way to make the mix sound balanced. It's really not clean enough for me. So for the moment, I don't really think I'm gonna release it. If I manage to make it sound clean, I will release it. But once again, I won't promise to release it. How do you find the titles for the videos? Well, it's just some random texts, usually that I find on some teenage girl aesthetic Pinterest images. Sometimes it can be lyrics from a song I like or film or a little phrase that randomly comes to my mind and that I think sound cool. It never has a sort of deep meaning or whatever. It just has to sound cool and just give off the vibe that I want people to feel while listening to it. So yeah, just doesn't really have to mean anything. Are you streaming on Twitch? I stream on Instagram from time to time, which means not often enough, sorry. I'm really not looking to start a Twitch channel because I think that would be a bit too confusing, like having it spread across so many platforms. So I try to focus as much as possible on YouTube and Instagram. I might try to stream on YouTube someday, just to see if more people are tuning in. So yeah, meanwhile, don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you don't want to miss anything. Other than lo-fi house, what kind of music do you listen to? Honestly, I don't think lo-fi house is my main genre as a listener. I'm quite open and curious in terms of the music that I listen to. I obviously love electronic music, like house, garage. I like rap, I like pop, disco and funk. I like hyperpop, soul, folk. I can enjoy pretty much everything, just except metal, hardcore, rock, whatever. I don't really know how it's called, and just super commercial supermarket pop, people call it NPC music or coworker music, stuff like Taylor Swift, Imagine Dragons, those sort of corporate music. Like I work in a supermarket, so I just hear that all day long and I start to become crazy, so I just hate it so much. But if you want to know my favorite artist, I'd say Skrillex, Daft Punk, Fred again, Ayrton, Sam Gellaitry, Pink Panthers, Charlie XCX, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, Skepta, Slayer, Pusha T, be Natalie Red, SG Lewis, Camouflage, Doshi, Piri and Tommy, Maria and Porter Robinson, Flume, Burial, Claro, etc., etc. There are so many names, I might have forgotten a lot of them, but yeah, you get quite big idea already, I think. A mix with fan submitted songs. Well, I don't receive enough submissions for that, and I think it wouldn't make much sense, because it makes more sense to me to include lesser known songs and along with more famous songs. Like, it gives more visibility to the smaller artists, because the big songs attract more people, I'd say. So yeah, I'm really not looking to do that, honestly. Would you be interested to make a clip in the style of Katarakt? For now, I've been quite happy with my aesthetic, like the green screen and everything. I'd like to improve it a bit by shooting in some IRL places, you know, stuff like a cafe and like in nature and everything. You know, having a cool background, something interesting, something that makes it a bit more professional, less amateur than a green screen in a small suburban apartment. But I really don't want to copy the aesthetic of somebody else. I want to do my own thing. It's kind of pointless in my opinion. Like, even if their aesthetic works, like it's not me, you know? Like, there's just no point. Last question is, any styles of music you've been trying lately that's not lo-fi house? Well, I've been experimenting a bit with garage, indie pop. So I've been experimenting a bit with some UK garage or garage, whatever, and some indie pop and a few chill UK rap beats like Ayrton is doing. But so far, I'm not really satisfied with all of them. I'm also trying to slowly shift my sound towards a more pop style of music. I'm trying to make my music more accessible to a wider audience, to people that are not really familiar with electronic music. I would also like to start using my own voice in my production. I think it's the best way to make it sound more personal, like more authentic. But I'm not really happy so far with what I've came up with. Like, you can hear my voice is not a really great singing voice. My accent, you can instantly hear that I'm not English. So yeah, it's quite a challenge, I must say. But yeah, overall, I say I'm experimenting with garage, pop and rap. So now I just wanted to end the video with talking about two last things. The first is about the I Live fan clip. So a month or two ago, I asked you guys to send me some footage for the I Live fan clip. So moments where you guys were just enjoying life, you know, like traveling, partying, having some fun time with friends or a partner or whatever. It's your clip, so you can make whatever you want. I got some pretty cool footage sent to me, and I'm gonna start working on it pretty soon. So if you guys still have some cool footage, don't hesitate to send it to me at my email address. So it's newage9.vibes@gmail.com. So yeah, I can't wait to see all of the footage you guys can send me, and yeah, release a cool clip to say thank you for all the support, and I think that would be so cool. Second thing, as I'm probably gonna leave my job soon, I wanted to have your opinion on one thing. I wanted to know if some of you guys would be down to support me on platforms like Patreon or Ko-fi, or like the YouTube subscription thing. How much you guys would you be able to tip? What I could give you in exchange while still not really considering it as paid content? Because like, if I started a platform like that, it would still be optional. Like, you don't have to support me financially if you can't give anything, or even if you don't want to give anything. Like, that's fine, that's up to you, that's your decision, and you don't have to be excluded from anything. So yeah, what platform would be the most convenient to you? What amount of money you guys could give? What I could give back to you? Because even if it's not mandatory. Like, I'm still grateful if you guys give even €1 or €2, dollar, whatever. Also tell me if you would like to see some merch, because that would be cool to do that as well. Even if I'm not really famous enough for something big, but I guess something more accessible financially, like just a bunch of stickers that you guys could stick wherever you want, like on your laptop and on a bus stop or in a lamppost in the street, whatever. So yeah, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments what I could do so that some people could support me financially without being begging for money and given something cool in exchange. Tell me in the comments. And I just wanted to finish by saying thank you all for the support. I know I've taken a long break from the YouTube content, but I'm gonna be back pretty soon with the mixes. I'm gonna slightly change the format a bit. I want to make it a bit more real, like I've said, real places. So don't hesitate as well to give me ideas of cool places where I could mix. Also, I'd like to start posting more IRL videos like vlogs or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna be filming yet, but I want to show my usual life a bit more. So yeah, stay tuned. Don't leave yet, because I hope it's only gonna get better from now in terms of YouTube content. I hate the word content, but you get me. Also, don't hesitate to keep on supporting by liking, commenting, and above all, sharing, because that's the most important thing. Like sharing to your relatives or whatever on Instagram stories, TikTok, etc. Like that, it's the only way to make it grow. Like, there's no magic or whatever. And I've said earlier, you never know what can happen, who can like it. If the 1,000 and something of you all each share to two person, who then share to two other person, etc., you can quickly make it grow to, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands, whatever. I don't know if we're gonna reach that, but you get the point. It's really a snowball effect. And also something that I've noticed is, like, once a single person shares it, anybody else can share it. Like, when people see it shared on their story, it motivates other people to share and everything. So yeah, don't hesitate, don't be afraid to share. I know people don't share enough, so that's the only proper way you can support for free. You know, I've talked earlier about money and everything. You can support for free. That's even better, actually. Anyway, that's it for the video. I think I'm gonna be back with the mixes next week or something. So yeah, see you next week.